Hey, Moo Baby family, it's me, Candace. I had to do a quick introduction for the Moon Baby chat that you're about to watch. This Moon Baby chat is super special because I got to talk to Crystal Duhaney, the owner of Milky Mamas. Milky Mamas has supported over 100,000 breastfeeding moms, and they have lactation products, and they just introduced a breastfeeding course for new and expecting parents. So I want you to sit back and enjoy this Moon Baby chat with Milky Mamas. Bye.
My name is Crystal Duhaney. I am a registered nurse. I'm an international board certified lactation consultant, mama of two, and I own and founded Milky Mama.
Okay, so what is Milky Mama?
Milky Mama is a amazing breastfeeding support. I don't even know what to call it, sisterhood, where we just have an amazing network of moms who support each other and that we support them with through breastfeeding education, breastfeeding support. We have an amazing line of lactation supplements to help support their breastfeeding journey. And also we have breastfeeding courses, support groups, lactation consultations, basically any way that we can support breastfeeding and pumping parents throughout their infant feeding journey.
So it's full spectrum from one
Full
of the
spectrum.
gets
Yes,
pregnant all the way till when the baby's here. So I was on
exactly.
your website, sneaking around, reading your about you, like everybody else does. And I wanted to know, like, your breastfeeding journey, because you did write it out plain and simple, but I want everyone to know if they don't snoop like me, your breastfeeding journey, and basically how it inspired you to create Milky Mamas.
Yeah, so I am a registered nurse, and I was a registered nurse when I had my first child, my son. And you would think that being a nurse, I would like have all the answers and I would know how to do it, but it was completely the opposite. I was pregnant, everything was great, and I had a wonderful birth. And then they handed me this little human and said, "Here, feed this baby." And I'm like, "Wait, what?" So, the nurse just slapped the baby on my boob. It hurt like crazy. And I was like, okay, well, this is breastfeeding, I guess. I got really very little instruction in the hospital. I got zero instruction in my prenatal phase. So I was just at home with this person I was supposed to keep alive with milk from my breast that I didn't even know what was going on. So we went home, and every breastfeeding session hurt. But I thought that it was normal. I was like, okay, it'll get better. Everywhere you read saying it hurts at first, it's okay. Your nipples will form calluses. And I was like, okay, let's just wait for this. And I had this crying baby and, you know, dealing with postpartum hormones. And I said, something has to change. So I asked my healthcare provider, what I could do. And he recommended just giving formula, which, was kind of a slap in the face because there's nothing wrong with formula, but that's not what I wanted for my journey. So
I always
I said,
say it's infant feeding your choice. Like,
exactly.
give a mom a choice. And I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's my firm belief is that however you feed your baby, you're amazing, doesn't matter. But at least let me choose and don't just dismiss my concerns. And that's what I felt occurred. They just dismissed me and said, oh, just do this. But that's not what I wanted. So at that point, I said, let me take this upon myself. So I began researching ways to, you know, make breastfeeding better. So I worked on my latch and I studied, what's normal and what's not, those types of things. And I realized that I had been doing it all wrong and no one had told me any different. And then I realized that there were probably a lot of moms that experienced the same thing I experienced. So fast forward, my breastfeeding journey got better. We toughed it out. I figured things out. And then I know, we breastfed for over 2 years. And it was just, I was so proud of myself. So fast forward a few years later, I get pregnant with my daughter and I am adamant about not having this experience. I said, no, this is not going to happen this time. I'm going to be prepared. So I obtained a certification as a certified breastfeeding specialist. And then I also said, when I went back to work, as a nurse, I struggled with my milk supply. I was always wondering if I'm making enough milk, or, am I pumping enough? Those types of things. So I said, let me find something to help support my breastfeeding journey. And I love to bake. So I baked these yummy cookies, and they were so good. And I just made them for myself. It was really just for my own selfish purposes. But they really, really worked. And I was on maternity leave, and I said, there are probably some local moms that might need them. And I started selling them to local moms, and, one order turned into 2 orders. And then soon enough, we would have a line out like of my house door. And my husband would joke when he would come home saying, people are going to think we're selling something other than cookies here. And I was like, okay. I was like, no, it's just cookies.
Not like that.
Yes. So here I was, a new mom with a newborn, baking every day in the kitchen, like dozens and dozens of cookies, making teas and lemonades and everything, and brownies, taking them to the post office. And, it just grew immensely. And on top of that, I really wanted to create not just products to throw at people, because that's not our goal. It really was also a support system. It really starts with education. So it became really important to me to provide an experience that I didn't have, to hopefully start from prenatal on, so that they can go into their breastfeeding journey prepared. So whatever they decide, they know what they need to know. And to date, we have helped over 100,000 moms. We have a social media following between Facebook and Instagram of over 500,000 moms. And we are growing every day and helping more moms every day to have successful and amazing and empowering breastfeeding journeys.
I am amazed. These are the best stories, especially like the woman supporting the women or new and expecting.
Yeah.
This is how you did. It's like, I had an issue and I fixed my issue, and then I helped fix everybody else's issues. So, okay, talk about your products, because you have so many. And I was like, dang, I wish I could be breastfeeding right now. But I'm pretty sure I could eat them anyway. What are your best products for a new mom, like who's watching this right now, and she just found out she's pregnant after coronavirus? Because I think
everybody's going to be pregnant after coronavirus. We're all stuck in the house. Everyone's going to be pregnant. So my best product, I think, for moms that are pregnant and planning to breastfeed is actually our breastfeeding course. And whenever I tell moms this, they're like, wait, what? And I'm like, yeah, I think that taking a course would be much more beneficial for you than buying a product. Like I said, I really want moms to be prepared and educated going into their breastfeeding journey. So our online course starts from pregnancy and beyond. So it really starts teaching you how your body's preparing to breastfeed when you're pregnant. Additionally, once you have your baby, it teaches you how to latch your baby on, what's normal and what's not, so that you don't have to go through what I went through of having a screaming baby at home and not knowing if your baby's getting enough milk, because that is the most common concern I hear, is we have no idea if our baby's getting enough. So it walks you through how to know what's normal, how to know, red flags of when you need to get some help, how to latch, how to, hand express, how to pump, basically everything that you need to know to prepare you to breastfeed successfully. And we have a pumping course coming out as well for pumping moms, because some moms choose to exclusively pump, or for whatever reason they, need to pump. So we definitely wanted to make sure we covered that as well. And in hopes that they can be nice and educated and have all the information they need to successfully breastfeed.
Because they will after taking your course.
They will.
That's everything I did not have.
Exactly. Me too.
I had my first kid in 2011. And I believe you started your company in 2015.
Yes.
And
I was born.
So you've been around a long time. I've been a mom. I have 8 years of experience being a mom. And I will tell you personally, I had the hardest time breastfeeding because I came from, a family where formula was normal. And,
exactly.
the realities, when you want to do something that is against the norm, it was very hard to get the support that you needed. And it's not even sometimes the support. It's sometimes people that know what they're talking about and they understand like the myths and the struggles of breastfeeding, or especially like when you get engorged, what to do. You're just, I was engorged several times as a new breastfeeding mom. And it was frustrating because I really did not know what was happening to my body. And for some reason, and I want to ask you like your recommendation for this when you're starting to get those lumps in your breast, because I'm going from my experience. What
Hmm.
do you do? Because squeezing it out, it actually made it worse because I would get
Yeah.
more milk. So it felt like I was
Hmm.
my body thought I was feeding a toddler when I was feeding a 6 month old baby.
Exactly. Yes, that is another common concern. We cover that in the course too.
Mhm.
Engorgement is very common after birth. So many moms experience it. But what they don't know is that right now your body is trying to figure out how much milk to make. You give birth to a baby, your body does not know how much milk. It just knows that there's a human born and I need to feed it. And so it's going to make this a crazy amount of milk until your baby empties enough milk and sends those signals to your body to make however much your baby needs per feeding. But if we start removing milk and hand expressing and pumping, we're going to tell our bodies that, okay, I'm feeding like six babies, so I need you to increase the amount of milk I'm making. So
Yeah.
so the rule is when you are newly breastfeeding or when you're experiencing the engorgement, to just remove enough to be comfortable and not enough to empty your breast. So remove enough to be comfortable. So just squeeze out or express a tiny bit, or go to the shower and let the warm water
Mhm.
just kind of run across your breast, and that will help just express the milk naturally. And also nurse on demand. Your baby, like I said, will send those signals to your body based on how much milk your baby removes, on how much milk for your body to make. So also sometimes when you're engorged, it makes it very difficult to latch because everything is so tight. Your nipples are tight and just firm, and baby won't want to latch. So you can just do some gentle reverse pressure softening, which is just pressing backwards towards your chest. And that helps to remove some of that fluid, push it back so that it's easier to latch. But it's temporary. Engorgement is usually temporary unless
True.
you start pumping and doing all this crazy stuff to get rid of it, then you just make the problem
Oh my gosh, I want to take your course.
worse.
I'm intrigued. Okay, so I did also notice that you guys have programs, and one that stood out to me was the Woman at Work program.
Yes,
What
our
is
Moms at Work
that?
program. So everything that I wanted for myself, I would like to give to other moms. So when I went back to work as a nurse on the floor, I was working in a very busy department and we didn't have much help. So I had to fight for time to pump. I had to say, look, I need to pump and there's no coverage. What do? I can't leave my patients. And so many parents experience the same thing. They have busy jobs or no support at work. So what our program is, it's fairly new, but now that we're not at work for coronavirus, things have kind of been on hold. But
Right?
we do hope that once things do start opening up, it'll be an awesome line of support. And it really works with employers and their employees to help employers provide the legally required, federally required
Yes.
protections for pumping moms or breastfeeding moms in the workplace. So it provides, we help them find a space. If they don't have a space, we have a portable space for them to use that they can use to make a portable room that is federally compliant. We also provide a monthly breastfeeding box with tips and products and samples of things for their employees. We also provide a monthly Q&A with one of our lactation consultants, where if their employees have breastfeeding questions, they can send them in, we'll answer them for them, but they can watch them so that they don't have to take time off work to go and talk to a lactation consultant if it's not an urgent need. And then we also provide rental breast pumps. So if they want to provide breast pumps to their employees to use, we also provide that as well, all in hopes that they will support their employees and their employees will feel supported, because that's really one of the number one causes of parents ending their breastfeeding journey prematurely, is not having support in the workplace.
I mean, and it will ultimately, for a company's um, standpoint, it will boost morale when.
Exactly.
So it's a
Yeah, and employee retention. Moms shouldn't have to choose whether they have to go to work or whether they need to feed their babies. So this will prevent employees from not returning back to the workforce, because so many moms say, I'm just not going to go back,
Mhm.
because of that anxiety and not feeling supported. So this kind of helps solve needs on both ends.
That is beautiful. I love
Yeah.
it. All right. This is my question, because you have supported over 100,000 plus moms. I'm pretty sure it's bigger than that. Number is bigger than
Yes,
but
I love that.
I want to know your stance on the importance of community as far as for a breastfeeding mom.
Yes, and I think now more than ever, community is so, so important. I remember being just like you. I was one of the only, if not the only, or the first woman in my family to breastfeed. And that really comes from, generational trauma associated with being a Black breastfeeding mother, right? There's so many reasons why the Black community has lower breastfeeding rates that we'll go into another time. That's a whole other conversation. Yeah, and I would get comments of, "Hey, you're still breastfeeding?" I'm like, "He's 3 months, grandma." So
You gotta
like,
eat.
he's only 3 months old. So yes, he's not,
Right.
we're still breastfeeding. Um, and I just felt alone. I didn't have anyone in my family to really turn to and say, "Hey, how's breastfeeding going?" or anything like that. They would tell me cover up, and I'm like, "No, I'm a free spirit. I'm going to breastfeed wherever, whenever." And, I would sit on the floor at Target and breastfeed if I needed to. And I just didn't have that support from my family. I had support from my husband because he's amazing, but other people, surrounding. So I find that when you have support from a community of people like you, people that are going through the same things that you are, experiencing those same struggles, it makes you more successful. You don't feel like you're alone. It's great for your mental health. It's great for your breastfeeding journey, your parenting journey. It really feels like you're connected and that you just are not in this alone. And I don't know about you, but when I was a new mom, it was so isolating sometimes. So to have someone to kind of lean on and that can talk back to me instead of like staring at this baby that can't talk, it was wonderful. So
And we do it all in solidarity.
yeah,
It's helpful, and you can find your tribe. It's beautiful.
exactly.
And so, like, when you go
Yes.
through things or you have issues with things, they can direct you to the right person, or they, in fact, can help you because
Exactly.
it's a similar issue. So, I guess this will wrap up this awesome Moon Baby chat, which makes me sad by asking you, where can we find you and all of your greatness of Milky Mama?
So you can find us on milky-mama.com. That is our website. We ship all over the world. So you can order some of our amazing products. We have a line of lactation cookies. The oatmeal chocolate chip is my absolute favorite. We have our very popular, insanely popular emergency brownies. That's actually what we're known for, is our lactation brownies. We also have lactation drink powders. It's kind of like Kool-Aid, and it has herbs in it, and you pour it in your water, and it's super yummy, and also has an herbal boost to help support your milk production. We also have herbal supplements. So if you're not a cookie or brownie kind of girl, you can purchase some of our herbal supplements that are sugar-free and dairy-free and vegan and great for adding into water or directly under your tongue. We also have a line of breastfeeding gear with shirts and tote bags and just everything that you need to just rock your breastfeeding journey. So you can check us out there. We also have links to our courses, our Facebook groups, our consultations, all the other services that we offer on our website. So it's really more than just a company. It's really a family. All of the moms that are in a part of our family and are part of our group are just so amazing and so supportive. And that's hard to come by, so.
It
Yeah.
is. It really is. So I want to say thank you so much for hopping on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and goodbye.
Bye bye.